Hey everyone, it's that time of year again. We're back in the Linville Gorge, getting ready to do a little bit of a bigger trip. We've got 4 days planned to do the grand loop around the entire gorge. I'm excited to try this out. It's just me and my father-in-law Mike this time. Unfortunately, Nick couldn't make it. Weather is great. We're supposed to have clear skies for the entire trip. The temperature is going to be a little warmer than we'd like, but you know, it is what it is. The leaves are starting to turn. It's looking beautiful out here. So the plan is to start here at Pine Gap, head towards Linville Falls, cross over the footbridge there, head up towards the Golf Contour, and take that around to North Red, or Red North. As far as starting at Pine Gap, we want to take the Marion Wright Trail. We've never been over here. We've never started at this trailhead before. I think we have the start of the trail right here. We'll see. But it looks like, you know, Pine Gap trailhead is over there. And then just to the left of it, there's kind of a faint, unofficial looking trail. I'm gonna give this a shot. So yeah, it looks like we've got about 3 little vague looking trails that come out of the parking lot, but not, I don't know, 20 feet from the parking lot. There is a marker here, Marion Wright Trail. This will take us up to the Linville Falls. So the Marion Wright Trail seems to be marked pretty well with all these little markers. One pointing, or one in the direction of Pine Gap. A couple of viewpoints that we've passed. We've seen a couple of these now towards the falls. Not too bad. A little bit of blowdown. So that little spur led us wrong. We started going down, you know, about 100 feet or so later. We checked the GPS. We definitely weren't on the Marion Wright Trail anymore. But it was a really well-maintained trail. There must be some nice campsites or something down there. So we just popped out from the Marion Wright Trail. There's a sign saying don't go hiking. Interesting. Trails around the Linville Falls area are these wide open vistas. In the busy season, you can get tons of people through here. Lots of pets. There's the footbridge to cross the Linville River, right next to the visitor center. This will be the only stop along this trail that has plumbing and a little store where you could buy sodas and some candy and stuff. So it looks like we got several trails from Linville Falls visitor area. As soon as we hit the Linville Falls Visitor Center, we just went left, started heading up a trail. A sign. We'll see if this takes us where we want to go. Creek Loop. I think we're going to head towards the plunge basin, and then shortly after we get started, there should be a left-hand turn to allow us to come back around and head towards the Golf Contour. So we're heading up from Plunge Basin Trail, just past the Visitor Center, looking for the Golf Contour. And this is the best we could find. Looks like it's a trail going into the woods. gonna go down here and give this a shot, see where it takes us. So our little turn off for the golf contour was accurate. We are heading up the right trail, and there's not much of a trail. It's just faint enough you could follow it. So far it's straight up. Whew. So now I understand why they say to go up, I think it's York's trail, instead of jumping directly on the golf contour. It's that first little bit, there's nothing but a bushwhack straight up the hill. To keep that in mind the next time I do this. We're almost the end of the golf contour, heading to I think it's Golf Ridge Trail, and it's part bushwhack, part uphill. Definitely not a walk in the park. But if it were an easy trail, they'd call it a path. Whew. We just got to the end of the golf contour trail. We're sitting where it meets, or either, I don't know, it's a connector trail or something, where Indian Sign and Golf Ridge meet. So we're gonna hang a left and head up Golf Ridge. Whew. So far so good. We are just a little over 3 miles into our hike. There's our trail moving forward. So we are just short of 4 miles. We came to the end of the Golf Ridge Trail. We're ready to make a turn onto Hill 3051, I believe it is. There's not much here. I mean, the Golf Ridge Trail just kind of dead ends. You either go left or right. There's a sign. Kind of let you know where you're at. So far, first 4 miles, it's been pretty rugged. These trails, social trails, don't seem to get as much action. There's a lot of blowdown, a lot of climbing through roto, a little bit of up and down. It's easy to get demoralized on trails like this. You gotta just keep your head up and put one foot in front of the other and keep going. Eventually you'll get to something a little easier, a little more open, maybe get some better views. Just keep going. So far, Hill 3051 has been a nice little trail. Kind of downhill. Not quite as overgrown. Can't complain. So we just hit the intersection with Red North. We're at 4.5 miles. We're gonna head left. Maybe try to grab a bite to eat. Do a quick break once we get down this first hill. We've been going for, I don't know, four hours, 5 hours, something like that. I wouldn't say we're making good time. We're kind of averaging a mile an hour. The terrain makes it tough to get any more than that. Hill 3051, that's a pretty decent trail. It was pretty much downhill the whole way. A lot of spider webs. Alright. Just our luck. As soon as we're ready to sit down and take a quick break, we'll get a nice little rain shower. Woo! Okay, this first water hole, first little creek off of Red North. Man, it's flowing good. The water is crystal clear and ice cold. So we're done with our break. It's about 3 o'clock. I think we've still got about 4 more miles to go to get to Sitting Bear. Probably some good elevation to get up there too. That's, you know, from where we are on the bottom side of Red North, I suspect we'll be going down for a ways, and then we'll have to go up Devil's Cliff, and this is going to be an interesting day. The rain has let up a bit. It's not really raining, but all of the foliage, all of the rhododendron is just covered in water. This is, yeah, this is why, you know, it's these kinds of challenges that make it worth coming out here and doing this kind of stuff. You know, if it was easy, it wouldn't be worth doing. You got to have a few obstacles. Today's certainly been that way. We want to try to stay on pace, get at least 8 miles in today, a little more if we can, so that we're tracking for the 40 miles in 4 days. Now, what do you think? Is that fresh enough bear poop for you? I almost stepped in that. We just hit Bushy Ridge and turned left. I'm gonna take this up maybe 1/10 of a mile or so, and then hang a right back down towards Red South. I think that's I don't know, there's some point of interest over there. I forget off the top of my head. Following Red South, just past Reference Rock. A little overgrown. Trail's still easy enough to follow. So we're almost to Devil's Point, about to go up Devil's Cliff. This is the water source on the LinvilleGorge.net map. Doesn't look like it's flowing much, but it's pretty clear. It's ice cold. We filtered a couple liters and bagged another liter, because we don't know what the water is going to look like as we go up the cliff. Tell you what, this trail is kicking my butt. You know, this northeast quadrant's a hell of a lot harder than I thought it was going to be. Let's get up the hill and see if we can't find a campsite. Oh, we made it to Sitting Bear Rock. We're just over 9 miles. It's like a little after 7 o'clock. This is the first usable campsite that we could hang hammocks in, so I think we're going to call this home for the night. Get some rest, see how tomorrow plays out. See you in the morning. Good morning, day 2. What a lovely morning it is. Whew. I tell you, hiking through this northeast quadrant's a lot tougher than I anticipated. I feel like I was run over by a train. And Mike and I were talking. Even though we hit our mileage mark that we were shooting for today, or yesterday, just under 9.5 miles, which would put us on point for 10 miles a day to do the entire loop, grand loop. I'm not sure I'm up for that kind of action. Like I'd rather have another day, have 5 days, and hike just a little shorter of 10 miles per day. Trying to do this whole Grand Loop in 4 days is maybe a little ambitious for us, at least for me. So I'm gonna say the gorge best me again, but we're not out of. I mean, we're not done yet. We still have plenty of miles ahead of us. We're gonna head down to Spence Ridge, and instead of going up to Table Rock, we're gonna head down to the river and cross right there and make a loop out of the north end of the gorge. Still gonna give us, 20 miles or so, just under 20 miles. It's all new trail. We've never seen any of this before. We've never hiked in the northeast or in the north portion of the gorge. So it's all good stuff. Man, this is beautiful. This is why you get out here and do this. Just staring out at the sunrise. Campsite's torn down. Ready to rock and roll. Look at that beautiful view of the gorge. We have Hawksbill, Table Rock, and Short Off way in the distance. So the trail heading from Sitting Bear Rock. Man, there's a little jaunt here. It's like straight down. I don't know, you could do this in the rain or something. Definitely not in the snow. And that, my friends, is Sitting Bear Rock. Very cool. It's a pretty decent trail. Starting to level out just a little bit. I think we're getting towards the bottom where Sitting Bear and Hawksbill meet. You'd have to be pretty motivated to hike from the Sitting Bear parking lot up to Sitting Bear. That's something else. Hey, the gorge is the great equalizer. You think you got a lot in you until you get out here. If you're not up for a challenge, stay away. I mean, this is not it's not easy stuff. You don't like spider webs? Don't come here in September. I've eaten enough spider webs. I could probably knit a silk shirt. How you feeling back there, Mike? Hanging in there? That's nice right through here. Good tree coverage. Here's one of the campsites just off of the Sitting Bear trailhead. Man, this is, you could fit quite a few people back here with hammocks. This is a nice little spot. I don't see a lot of dead trees, dead limbs, widowmakers above. It's very, very nice. We found ourselves on a trail that's not on the map. We got to the base of Hawksbill. We were thinking we'd end up going up Hawksbill, but we took this, what we thought was the main trail. Checked the GPS a little while later, and we're kind of contouring around the base of Hawksbill, headed towards the ledge trail it's not worth going back. We're gonna keep following it. It's pretty well worn. I mean, obviously people are coming through here even though it's not marked on the map. And just look at that sheer rock. And not much of a trail left. We're still running parallel to the ledge, doing a lot of rock scrambling, coming down this cliffside or rock face. It does look like that might be the trail right there. So our little path, our little trail has led us astray. We're basically bushwhacking now. Yeah. So we're just gonna keep veering hard left until we meet up with the ledge trail. I probably wouldn't come this way again. Just go up Hawksbill Peak and come down the ledge trail, something a little more established. Like it was easy going there for a little while. Maybe we just got off course. I don't know. Lesson learned for today, stay on official trails. It's tough bushwhacking. Certainly not worth following that portion of my GPS. But we're not that far from the ledge trail. We're gonna keep tracking, trying to stay at this elevation and not continue to go down anymore. And see if we can't meet up with a little more established trail. To get back on trail, I think we need to climb back up these rocks. So I think we're finally on the ledge trail. And I'm not going off trail again. That was an adventure. Let's see how the rest of this thing is, huh? Woo! Getting back on an established trail, a little breeze in our face. And we might as well be walking in a park. This is nice. I say that, here's the trail. Look at this. Yeah. Down we go. All good stuff. We're on the little connector trail. It goes from ledge to Spence Ridge. The trail's easy enough to follow. It's a bit overgrown. I guess it doesn't get nearly as much foot traffic as some of the other trails. So we made it to Spence Ridge. There's a nice little campsite right here where this connector trail meets Spence Ridge. I think we're gonna stop. It's probably about 12:30. We're gonna have some lunch, fill up our water. I'm out of water. Yeah, not too bad. There's some benches made out of rocks. Good fire pit. Looks like you could find some places to hang back here if needed. Yeah, if you ever lose your cat, smart water bottle, flip top. It's just fun. I prefer it because I kept trying to lose that cat. Yeah. I had another. So lunch is done. Now we took like, I don't know, an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours for lunch. Just relaxing, filling up water, feel energized, feel good. We're heading down Spence Ridge. We're looking across the water where the old bridge used to be. And Spence Ridge is an easy trail. It's practically a highway. compared to a lot of the other trails around here. We've seen a lot of day hikers, people going down to the water for swimming. Good stuff. Spence Ridge is such a nice trail. You get the sound of rushing water next to you the whole time. It's kind of a meandering down. So we made it down to the river. The water level is definitely low enough. We can probably just boulder hop right on across. We don't even have to take our boots off. It should be easy. Somebody put a board there, but I didn't trust it. I put my Crocs on and went across the rocks. You know, so we got to cross the river. Now we're on the Linville Gorge trail heading north. We're not going to go too much further. Maybe call it an early night. Find one of these campsites. Yeah, one thing I'm really impressed with is all the trail maintenance these guys have been doing over here on this Linville Gorge trail. You know, last year we were in the lower half and it was really overgrown with rhodo, and it's kind of a tough trail to follow. Kind of this north trail, man, it's still a rugged trail, but you can tell all the maintenance that's been done to keep it up, make it more user-friendly. You know, shout out to all the guys and gals that work on this stuff and make these trails passable for us. I'll tell you, after the bushwhacking we did earlier today, it is greatly appreciated. So we found campsite number 2. It's not the most ideal for 2 hammocks, hell, even for 1, but we're gonna make it work. You know, the biggest bonus is that there's a little bit of a water source right over here, and it's flowing pretty good. It's nice having water, you know, right outside your doorstep. I'm gonna take some time, get our hammock set up. You know, we're about 16 miles into the loop. I think it's 5 o'clock or so right now. Good stuff, time to get it set up. Never ceases to amaze me. As soon as you get a hammock in the air and a tarp set up, the place just feels like home. It's a beautiful thing. You know, Mike and I were talking about trying to figure out why we feel so bad. You know, sure, it's tough terrain. It's rugged hiking back here. We feel just absolutely drained, and the best we could come up with is we're not eating enough. You know, you're out here doing this kind of activity. What should you have? 3,000-4,000 calories a day? I'm eating like 600. I just don't feel like eating. You know, you get out here and you start putting in miles and you just don't feel hungry anymore. So I've had a couple protein cookies, a couple bags of chips, and that's about it. I think in the future, we need to force ourselves to stop more often and eat something, you know? I need to come up with a meal plan that is a little bit more palatable, especially when you're not hungry. Something easy to put down. I think if we had more calories in us, we'd probably feel a lot better. Here comes the rain. I'm glad we got into camp kind of early.
Yeah.
course, we're just huddled up under Mike's tarp, filtering water, eating a little food, resting. Tomorrow's going to be a good day. Good morning, day 3. Slept pretty good. We went to bed early last night. It rained kind of off and on throughout the whole night. Little trickles of raindrops hitting the tarp. Can't complain. Looking forward to another good day. We probably got 4 miles to get up past Babel's Tower and head up towards the base of Pine Gap. And then we're probably going to set up camp one more night. This is the advantage to hammocking. You know, I'm here, and then Mike is down the hill over there set up. And then the trail is just past him a little bit. You know, with a hammock you can set up just about anywhere. So we're almost done tearing down. I'm gonna get another liter of water to hike out of here with. What a beautiful area. There are very few things in the world as good as waking up in the woods. Mike, how you feeling today?
Wonderful. Wet.
Yeah, everything is a little wet, isn't it? All right. I'm gonna go down here to our little spring, top off my water. I've got about a half a liter that I'll drink before we leave. And I've been trying to hike with only 1 liter of water. I was always a 2-liter water kind of guy. And it just adds a lot of weight. And I found myself always had a full liter of water when we'd roll into camp at night. So this trip, I'm trying to drink more at the water source, drink a liter, and then hike with a liter out. Our spring here isn't too bad. Let me show you. Probably get some right there out of that pool. And we're off back up the LGT. A little bit of a climb right out of our camp. There shouldn't be too much elevation, a little up and down along this trail. I think Babel Tower is supposed to be, I saw a lot of switchbacks on the map, so it'll be interesting to see what that looks like. Whew. So unlike the southern portion of the LGT, kind of south of Spence Ridge, where I felt like we weaved down towards the water a bunch of times. North of Spence Ridge, you spend most of your day several hundred feet, it looks like, or I don't know how far up we are from the river. The trail kind of just stays up. So we've been hiking for about an hour, a little over an hour. Sweat's coming out. It's a warm day. Came across a little campsite. We're gonna stop and take a little 10-minute break or so, munch on some crackers. We got a nice little view of the river here. I think this would make a nice campsite. Yeah, to hang out for an evening. We got one fire ring right here, and then back on top of this rock, there's a larger fire ring set up. Pretty decent. Hey, it's real pretty out here. With all the leaves starting to change colors. Man, give it one more month. It's gonna look phenomenal with all the fall colors. Beautiful. Tower. That was a pretty well cut trail. It's a lot of stair stepping, tons of switchbacks. But not too bad. We're gonna stop here. Stop here. Do kind of a long lunge, recuperate. We got a couple more miles. So for lunch, we'll try something a little different. Try to do some homemade chicken salad. We got mixed nuts chopped up with some cranberries, some seasoning, a couple packets of Miracle Whip, and freeze-dried chicken from Packet Gourmet. And then I bought this little bag from them as well. I think this is their medium size boil bag. So I'm gonna try to rehydrate this for 20-30 minutes with cool water, drain out the liquid, and then add in the stuff I normally would for chicken salad. And just some Ritz crackers to eat it on. So I got chicken salad mixed up, just some nuts, cranberries, Miracle Whip. Smells like chicken salad. Let's see how it tastes. It needs more salt. I was telling Mike, I think what I really needed for that chicken salad was a packet of mustard. That might have kicked it up a notch. Gave it some extra flavor. Our lunch is done. Just short of an hour. A lot of day hikers coming down to Babel Tower. Most people without packs. We're back on the LGT, at least we think we are. Looking for some more fun. The cabin trailhead, or the trail to go up the cabin. LGT keeps going that way. Looks like cabin's going up. We're gonna take this as a spot to break for 5-10 minutes. Drink some water. This thing's full of caterpillars. So we're at the base of Bynum's Bluff, or Bynum's Bluff and Pine Gap meet. We found a nice little campsite right next to the water. I think we're gonna set up some hammocks right here, do one more night, then head up to Louise's for breakfast or something. I don't know, is Louise's open for breakfast? We'll have to find out. go. You know, my hammock is just a homemade, standard symmetrical netless hammock. You can make these for about $25. It's made out of the Hexon 1.0, super lightweight. I just use the Dyneema cord for a ridgeline, and I have a continuous loop through the end connected to a standard buckle. An underquilt, I've got my homemade. I've got a video showing how I made this, full length, probably about a 30-degree underquilt. Top quilt is another do-it-yourself. This is probably closer to 20 degree. Something sewn foot box, kind of standard down quilt. It's been really too warm for this. I don't know that I need it. The last night or so I've woke up and I was sweating inside of it. We'll see. Something else I do is always hang my pack up. You know, you never know where to put your pack. I just have a piece of continuous loop and a clip. This happens to be a Dutch clip or Dutch beaner, and I'll use that to hang on the line as well. So I'll save you the gory details, but needless to say, that river water's cold. Quick little dip, clean myself up. I feel like a new man. Woo! So we're just kind of settling in for the night. Hammock rigs are set up. Got a little bathing done in the water. Shooting the shit. Drink a little coffee. Now it's about time for some dinner, and then we'll go hang our food bags up. I would certainly say that this is our best campsite yet. We got my setup, and then just up the hill is Mike's setup. Right out on the water. Time for some dinner. I'm actually pretty hungry tonight. You know, the last couple nights we haven't really eaten a lot. Today we really took our time. Every hour we took a break. We snacked on some crackers, made sure we were drinking plenty of water. By the time we rolled into camp, we felt a lot better. And tonight I'm actually hungry. I'm looking forward to, I think tonight's meal is going to be a Kraft macaroni and cheese. Good morning, Linville Gorge. I'm not sure there's a better sight to wake up to. All right, on the road again. Let's finish this loop up. Ready to go, Mike? Let's rock and roll. Huh, it's up the rocks. Yeah. Well, ladies and gentlemen, done sir, done. My GPS died at the base of Pine Gap. Back then it was 20 miles, 20.44 miles. So with this little stretch, this total loop ended at 21 miles roughly. I'll put the GPS coordinates and the elevation profile in my website, links down below. Whew. You know, some thoughts. I've done the north loop, I've done the south loop. Is that all you got loop? I'd say they're both equally difficult, you know? There's more bushwhacking on the north side, and I think the reward that you get hiking is all you got loop is better. You know, you get more views. This north loop, we were kind of shrouded in woods the whole time. There were a few sections where you can kind of get out and see some views of the gorge, but for the most part it was all woods. I'm glad I did it. You know, one of these days we'll probably get up here and try this grand loop. I'm gonna need more time. I can't do it in 4 days. I think I'd need 5, 6 easily. Anyway, till next time, thanks for watching.